Hello and welcome to RAF Limits. This is furrukh.hussain and today we will learn how to install the Koha integrated library system in a computer machine on Ubuntu 18.04. To do that, I would recommend to use Koha community website, but there are lots of tutorials and videos and blogs available about how to install Koha on Ubuntu or any other operating system, but I would prefer to use Koha community website. To visit Koha community website, we just need to write Koha community in our web browser. Koha community, and you can see the first link is of Koha community. Alternatively, you can remember the Koha community web address. It's koha-community.org. There you can find, we are at the home page, and here you can find the current release of Koha, or the current version of Koha. It's 19.11 in January 2020. So further, you can read the news about Koha, about its history, project organization, policy, release schedules, and the worldwide, the calendars, the demo version, documentation. There's a complete manual available about how to operate and how to administrate Koha, and to download Koha, that we are going to do now. And you can even involve within Koha as a librarian, as a developer, as a user. And this is actually some announcement about KohaCon. And to install Koha, we need to click on download Koha. When you click on download Koha, you will see the initial requirement to install Koha. That's actually the prerequisites. As I said, you need to work on, in my last video, you need to work on lamp structure for Koha. Koha is based on Linux operating system. Either you use Debian, that's actually the distribution that most people use, or Ubuntu. Ubuntu is quite easy to work. That's why we are using Ubuntu right now. And whatever the distribution you use, you have to work on Linux operating system to install Koha. Koha is not available for Windows. So, and then we need Apache. Apache is actually the web server of Koha. Whatever the output comes on your web browser after installing Koha, either in shape of staff client, either in shape of opaque, whatever the outcomes come on your web browser, it's through Apache. Then MySQL or MariaDB, they both are databases. Databases, I mean, whatever you store, whatever you enter in Koha, for example, your patterns record, for example, your cataloging record, whatever you insert or whatever you add in Koha is on your MySQL database. Perl is actually the scripting language. So we have Linux, we have a LAMP structure: Linux, Apache, MySQL or MariaDB, and Perl. And then you have root access to your server machine or your computer machine. For example, you are not an admin to, or you do not have admin rights to work on your computer, then you cannot install Koha. You must have admin rights to install Koha on your computer system. Then it will be better, you must know about command, you know few about command lines, not must. And Apache and MySQL, it will be good actually if you know few about command lines, Apache and MySQL and other tools as well. So, but it's not compulsory. The compulsory things or the mandatory things to install Koha is actually the LAMP structure and the root access to your computer machine. And this actually comes after lots of practices and lots of time that you need to spend to install Koha. But we will try our level best to make it easy. and it's quite easy actually. So to install Koha, you need to click on this link, installing with packages, either Debian or Ubuntu, whatever the flavor, whatever the distribution you use about Linux. So you just need to click here. So to install Koha, they are actually the recommended version. It's actually Debian 8, Debian 9, Ubuntu 18.04. So first of all, you need to add repository address of Koha in your computer system. Then you need to add the source packages key in your computer system, and this actually repository key for stable version. If you're willing to use old stable version, you need to add this key without using $sign in your computer system. And then, or if you're willing to use some old version like 19.05 or 18.11, so you can add this repository command line in your computer system. This is for 19. And no new Debian packages available for these release. Actually, they are old versions, and new packages are not available with these version. It's 16.05, 16.11, 17.05, 17.11. So you have to work on these release, and I would recommend to use a stable version. That's actually the current version of Koha. And then you have to add this key. It's actually GPG key to add source packages in your computer system. But before doing that, we need to update and upgrade our computer system by open terminals. You can see it's available in this menu. When you click on this menu, there are two ways to open terminal, so you can reach to terminal. Alternatively, you can press Control Alt T and you will reach to terminal. There you need to write sudo so to activate the admin mode, and write the password. Whatever the password of your computer system. Must remember, you must have admin rights to work on this computer before you are installing. Then you need to add this stable version command line. Just copy this command and add in your terminal. Okay, let us update our system first. You need to write this command to update our system: sudo apt get update. This is space between, and it will update your system. After updating your system, you need to upgrade it. Apt to install new packages, it's apt get upgrade. Okay, my system is already upgraded. Okay. Now you can add this repository address in your computer system. On terminals, just copy this command and open terminal and paste it without using $sign. So it will add the repository without any problem, you can see. Then you need to add this key So GPG key is actually for source packages. Just need to add this, and it will say okay. You can see it will say okay. It has added now. So what we did, let me write here few things to memorize effectively. Let me discard this. Okay. So first, okay, let me use some of that. At first stage, we update and upgrade our system. What command we use? It's sudo app get update. $sign is about to start command, and then we use sudo apt get upgrade. On second step, on second stage, we add the repository Koha repository. Let me disable this. Okay, whatever. On second step, we oh my god, I'm not going to formatting this document. So okay, and we write this command. Let me copy and paste from. This is for stable version, and if you're willing to use some old stable version, so you need to copy and paste this command, or some specific version, you need to use these commands. So we just add this one. Let me copy paste this. So this is what the command after the $sign. And after doing that, we did at third step, we actually add the key to get source packages. Okay. Add key. After the $sign. So we did these three things now: update and upgrade our system. 1, add the Koha repository. 2, add the key. 3. Okay, after doing that, we need to update our system once again. So we just write the sudo apt get update. So it has start working, and it's getting some files from Koha. Some packages from Koha, and then we need to install Koha. Okay, where we have install Koha. terminal and write this command. It will install the Koha. Now we need to install Koha, so you can write this command at your own: sudo apt get install Koha common. It's quite easy. So it will tell you the size of Koha. It's 721 MB and it's the biggest size actually. It will take some time to not only to install but to unpack. So when you click yes, it will start working, or you can abort this. So I'm just writing Y and press enter. Now it will start working. So you can see it's getting information from this address, and it's getting information this address, and it's fetching records, whatever it's going on. Okay. So it's actually, my computer is so fast. Okay. It actually depends on your computer speed, your internet speed, and each and everything. So let us format, or what we did actually. Let me format this, so you will get this in with this video. Okay. It's not actually like Word, so just copy, and what we do, we update. Update the system, and then install Koha. What command we use? Sudo apt get install Koha common. It's quite easy. When you want to remove Koha, you just write remove here. Okay, but I don't think you want to remove Koha. Okay, anyhow, so formatting is a little difficult with this actually LibreOffice. Okay, so you can actually count what we did at first step. Oh my God. We update and upgrade our system. At second stage, we add the Koha repository. At third stage, we add the Koha source key. At fourth stage, we update the system. Fifth stage, we install Koha. Hope it has completed. No, it's still working. Oh. And you can fetch few information. I mean, you can read more about this during the installation, so you can read this actually it's amazing product of Koha. So Koha on Debian is one of the Linux distribution that's actually very famous. I mean, people around the world using Debian, and but Ubuntu it's quite easy to work, and Linux environment is quite secure actually. Either Debian or either Ubuntu, whatever the Linux server, it's secure to work on Koha. So you will secure from hacking attack or something like that. So or viruses. So it's quite secure actually. But I mean, it's not available on Windows, no, because of some these types of thing. Anyhow, and you can use, I mean, web browser if you just need Linux environment to install Koha. To run Koha at any platform, at any web browser, you can run easily. Either it's Windows, either it's Android, or whatever the environment, you can run easily on web browser. But to install Koha, you need a Linux environment, either Ubuntu, either Debian. Okay, hope it has completed. Still working. Okay, so and after doing that, we actually install. After installing Koha, we need to add the what we need to add it actually. We need to add the Koha network setting actually at stage 6. Edit network setting. For that we need to go at this directory etc Koha. I'm writing in advance actually, it's going to install, but that's why I'm writing here. etc Koha sites dot config. So this is actually the site name, oh sorry, this is actually the file name. Koha sites.conf is configuration file. There we need to add it a port or domain. You can, whatever you want to add, you can add domain or the port here. etc is one of the folder name. In etc folder you have a Koha folder, and Koha folder you will find this file. So this is actually the directory. By directory we mean a folder. And to execute this directory we need to open through some text editor. By default in Ubuntu we have gedit. So if you write sudo gedit and rest of the command like this, so you will open this file config. So we will do this after installing Koha, and it's going on, it's working at 6, I mean at step 6. Okay, hope it has completed. Okay, so it's completed now. So what we do, we, as I said, we just open the file Koha, I mean network file, Koha site file. Koha, it's sudo, we just writing, it's sudo gedit. This is actually the default editor of Koha, and the directory name etc is one of the directory. In etc folder you will find the Koha folder. In Koha folder you will find this directory, Koha sites, I mean this file is Koha site.conf configuration file. So you just hit enter, and it will open the file. There you can add the domain name, the URL here if you want to run on some specific URL instance name, or you just add some port. This intra port is for staff panel, and this intra port or port is for opaque. You just need to add 8080 or any port you can add, like 8000 or 8001 or whatever. Just adding one port 8080. Similar, you can work here 80, but remember the both ports must be different. Like for example, I'm writing 8001 here, and I'm writing 8000 here. This is the way you can work. So just write 8080 and leave this as it is, and you need to save this file, and now exit this file. And don't worry about this warning. It's we are using actually the default editor of Koha. If you use some lightweight editor like a leaf pad or mouse pad, so this warning will not come. So we are using some heavy editor, but I would recommend to use this editor. It's good actually. So we have added the network setting, and after that what we need to do, yes, we need to install the database. Either you can install MariaDB or you can install MySQL, but I would recommend to use MySQL. It's quite easy to work with MySQL. MySQL server is the oldest one and it's quite easy. So just copy this command and paste in your terminal. Sudo, or you can write actually, let me write here, sudo apt get install MySQL server. What is the difference between the last command that we have right for Koha? We just write, this is actually Koha common. Then you need to provide the package name if you are installing something. MySQL server. It's quite easy, and hit enter. Just not write the command, you have to hit enter after writing, after copy pasting the command. So it will start working. It will ask you, this package is about 92.9 MB. If you need to add this, you just press Y and hit enter. I want to add this. So it has start working. During Koha installation you have to wait a lot. I mean, it depends on your computer speeds, so it's take actually a few times to install, to unpack the sources and the packages. So okay, and you can read the progress, what's going on. So let me complete my document. Okay, after doing that, we at step 7. Okay, I'm not copying this. At step 7 we install the database by this command, sudo apt get install MySQL server. MySQL server. So this is actually the command, and each command start $. So you need to paste this command without the sorry, without the dollar sign. Okay, I hope this document may help you actually, and there are lots of tutorials available on internet, so you can see there are lots of videos on YouTube available about how to install Koha. But the best thing is actually the Koha community website. Hope it has completed. Now it has completed. So after installing MySQL database, we need to configure, we need to set up Apache. As I said, Apache is your web server. So you need to copy paste these three commands one by one in your terminal. Okay, let me bigger the size so you can check this. So you need to copy these three commands one by one without using dollar sign, paste in your terminal. So enter hit. Okay, module rewrite already enabled. So what we do, we enable this mod actually, or module, Apache module, and then copy this and paste. Module CGI already enabled. Okay, then we copy this and we restart the Apache services. Okay, copy and paste this. So it has restarted without any problem. So you can see this. Okay, so let me write this step and then we will move forward. What we do, we actually at step 8, we set up Apache. Apache is actually the web server. What commands we write, I don't remember right now. Let me copy all three commands as it is, paste here. Formatting is whatever the formatting. So after set up Apache, you need to create a Koha database or instance. So at step 9, we need to create Koha database in MySQL or instance. Okay, to do that we need to write this command, sudo koha create -- create database space and the name of your library. For example, my library name is, just an example, Zai, or you can write your name, or you can write your library name and or by default you can write library as it is. So this command we need to execute in terminal. So copy this and let us see what actually instruction we have in this. As I remember, that's why I just write this. So sudo create -- create database and library name. You need to replace library name with your library name, or whatever the instance you want to create you can write here. So let me copy this. Okay, that one. So let me copy this and just paste in terminal. Let me open terminal. I have actually closed the terminal, so let me open. we need to press Ctrl Alt T to open terminal, and then we need to write sudo so to activate the admin mode and the password of our computer. Maybe I have put the wrong password, it's actually, and there you need to paste this command, or you can even write it's sudo Koha create -- create database or whatever you want. I mean, there you need to write the database name. Okay, so library database name. So it has created Koha instance is empty, no staff user created, starting Koha indexing, and the rest of the thing you can see. Okay, now, and after this, what we do after this, so after creating the Koha database or the instance, we need to configure the port configuration file of Apache. I mean, we need to configure the Apache file for the same port that we have added in Koha configuration file, like this. I mean, there we have add one port in Koha configuration site when we added the network setting, and the same port we need to add in Apache port configuration file for staff panel. So to open that file, what we are doing, we are adding a port in Apache port configuration file. Okay, so we are doing this right now. To do that, we need to open the file by executing the command. Hope you can listen me by executing. Okay, executing this command, sudo gedit, and the directory name, it's etc Apache 2 dash port .conf. So same command we need to write in the terminals. The editing is a little difficult in this. So it's the same command we need to write here. Sudo gedit is actually the editor that will open this file, and the etc is the directory. In etc, another directory is Apache 2. In Apache 2 you will find the port ports.conf, ports configuration file. So in etc folder you will find the Apache folder, in Apache folder you will find this file. So open this file, you need to use gedit, that's actually the default editor of Ubuntu. You just click here, the file will be open, and there you need to write the same port that we have added in the Koha configuration file. It's 8080, and save this file now. And don't worry about this warning. After adding a port in Apache port configuration file for a staff panel, we need to disable the Apache default site and to enable the instance that we have created. We also need to enable some modules of Apache as we did in prior. Here we are enable this module, and we enable this module. in last, and then we have to restart the Apache services. So to do that, what we are doing right now, we are disabling Apache default site. So this is what we are going to do. To do that, we need to run this command in terminal, sudo a2 disable a2 dis site. The site is default. So this command we need to run in terminal. The second command that we need to run is to enable a mode, a2 en enable. It's en for enable mod. That's actually the abbreviation of module, deflat module, and we need to enable the instance that we have created, a2 enable site library, and then we need to restart the Apache services as we did in prior. So here we have, let me copy this command. Oh, sorry. So this is actually what we need to do. We need to run this command and we need to run this command to enable this module, and we need to run this command to enable our instance that we have created, and we need to run this command to restart the Apache services. So what we are doing, we are disable Apache default site, and by executing this command, just copy this command, or let me write once again in the terminal. Let me open the terminal. I have closed this. Control Alt T. So here we have the terminal. Sudo su password is your computer password. Maybe I put wrong password here. It's Koha. So we need to execute this command. The first one, it's sudo a2 disable, dis for disable site. This is for default site. Site is already disabled, but we need to run this to check all. A2 enable mode deflat. Okay, and we need to run this command, sudo a2 enable. This en is for enable site library. It has enabled, as you can see, and then we need to restart Apache services. Sudo service Apache to restart. Oh, sorry. So it has restarted. At this point, we have completed the Koha installation. The next, we need to know the Koha master password, and then we have to enter in the staff panel for the very first time, and then we have to work on web installer and onboarding tools. To do that, we need to run this command. As we can see in the instruction, it's sudo koha password and the instance name that we have created. So this is what we have to run in the terminal. It's sudo koha password and the instance name, the database name that we have created. So we need to copy this password and we need to save this password somewhere safely. Just let me save this password here, and this will help us to log in first time. And even you can change this Koha master password. In the next video I will let you know how you can change this master password, but now I'm going to log in the Koha staff panel for the very first time. There we will work on the web installer and then onboarding tools. To do that, we need to open the browser and we need to write an address. You can write the default address like 127.0.0.1 colon the port that we have created 8080, or you can write another address. I mean, simplest address is local host host colon 8080. So it will open the Koha staff panel for the very first time. There you need to write the username and the password that we have created. And for more information, you can check the Koha community website. There you will find the Koha manual in documentation, so you can read more about this. It's 19.11 manual available in English format. It's stable version that we have installed in English, in Arabic, Chinese, and the other languages, in Turkish, Spanish. So you can read the whatever suit to you. So in English, we just click here in HTML version. So you can see the introduction, the basic introduction, and you can know about the web installer, that actually this is the web installer. You can read more about web installer, and let us work on web installer. So there you can find each and every step completely detail wise. So you can see this, what you need to do now after installing Koha. So let us log in for the very first time. It's Koha login. It's Koha_library, and the password that we have saved here, this we need to copy, and we need to run this for the very first time, and paste here and log in now. You can save this. It will ask you about the language setup, initially English, or you can even change the language setup at the time of installation. So this is actually recommended. Hopefully you can see this. Let me bigger this is too much. So hopefully you can see this. All required Perl modules appear to be installed, all dependency installed. So this is what we did, and continue to the next step. So there we are working on web installer at this moment. So you can see the database type is MySQL, the username Koha_library, the local host, and the port. This is actually the port, and this is actually the database user Koha_library. Continue to next step, and connection established. This actually established the connection for this, and database Koha_library exists. User Koha_library has all required, and on databases this is. So click on continue on to the next. Web installer setup database. Now we are ready to create the database table. So there you can actually create the tables and fill them with some default data. So continue to the next step. It might take few time. create tables, database tables and fill with some default data. You can see, you can read more about this. This is web installer. What is web installer? And then onboarding tools. So this is what we did. We have did this step to install the Perl modules, databases, setting, login. So now this is what we are doing actually. Now database web installer said success. The database tables created. Continue to the next step. We are ready to do some basic configuration. So what configuration? There you need to select the mark flavor. Mark is actually machine readable cataloging. So Unimark is for European countries, and the Mark 2.1 is used globally. So we just select Mark 2.1 or Mark 21. This is actually the start of our onboarding tools, and we will click on continue to the next step. So Mark framework, they are actually few mandatory. So you can see the mandatory things. Optional, you can select matching rules for Mark 2.1 bibliographic records. It could be ISBN, ISSN, and you can add the fast FA. This is actually fast add minimum mark framework established for IAL. So we can add this. So we can add these categories as well. This is, or if you can leave it blank. This is actually the mandatory. The optional thing, you can add CSV profile and some basic default authorized values for library locations, item loss status. You can change this at any time, so just leave it blank. Sample pattern types, so you can select sample pattern types as well. Sorry. Sample holidays, for example Sundays, Christmas, New Year's. We just select this. Sample labels and patterns card data, so just select this. Sample libraries, you can select some sample libraries or some sample patterns or sample codes, and allow access to the following server to search and download the record information. So we just click on here and import. And you can read more about this in this manual. You can find each and every information in this manual. What is this and how you can work on them, what you need to select or what you don't need to select. So you can read more and more details about this. Like this one is this, second FX for what. So you can find more and more information in the manuals that you have to read actually. So it's going on. So say when you made your selection, please click import below to begin the process. It may take a while to complete. Please be patient. So this is actually going on. So Unimark is for European countries actually. It's and we work on Mark 21 as a global. I think it has completed now. You can see the default data loaded. So it's showing the reports that we did actually. This is optional data that we have created. Basic installation completed. You can help the Koha community by sharing your statistics with us. So you can share these statistics with the Koha community. Set up some of the Koha basic requirement. So just click here. So congratulations, installation completed. The page will be redirected in 10 seconds. There you need to work on Koha onboarding tools. Onboarding tools is to set up your library as an administrator. So we can select the library, whatever the library we have. For example, we can write the library code. Code is very much important to remember, and the library name. For example, my library name is just an example. This is a public library, or even I can write the main library. This is actually the default code and the library name. Whatever the library name you have, you just need to write here after main, and you need to submit this. So you have created the library. Now the category code. Category code is actually for pattern category. The pattern category could be admin. It's a admin, and description you can write admin or whatever. System administrator. Or even you can change this like for example, L is for librarian. And you can write this like librarian. So this is one category code, and even you can write your class. I'll let you know when we will work on the Koha administration. So this is L for librarian, and overdue notice required, yes. This category is a staff category. Default privacy, yes. You can write in months. For example, this membership is the membership on this code is activate for 24 months, or you can select the date as well. Just submit here. So there you create one category. Now you need to create the pattern name. A pattern name, for example, surname, and just write my surname here. The administrator in identity, first name, and the card number could be 001, or it could be 1, it could be whatever you want to do, like this. I just leave this as 1. The main library, the category librarian, and it would be actually the super librarian. Super librarian is actually the administrator. Confirm password. You need to confirm this password. Copy this password here. Submit. So there you need to provide an item type. Item type is for whatever the material you have in your library. For example, you have books, you have DVDs, whatever. For example, let's say we have book. So just write BK for book and submit this. And now need to create the circulation rules. Circulation rules is all branch types, or even this can work on main library. Just click all pattern category, all patterns. It will implement to all patterns. Item types, all item types. Now current checkout allows 50. This is actually by default. You can change this at any time. And loan period is 14 days, and you can even change this to hours, but days is good. Renewal allowed 10 times, renewal period 14, on shelf holds allowed yes. Just click on this, and you can change this circulation rules at any time. So congratulations, you have finished and are ready to use Koha. So we have completed the Koha installation and the web installer and the onboarding tools. Now start using Koha. So now this is actually the screen. We need to write the username that we have created. It's one, and then password, and this password will be the log. Now I have logged into Koha. This is actually the staff module, the complete staff module. So I'll let you know about the staff module, how we can use this staff module, the basic Koha administration, and then the advanced administration, and how we can operate this Koha. And let me show you the Koha user manual, opaque. So for that we need to write the localhost without the port, and it will redirect us to the Koha opaque. So this is actually the default opaque, and we can customize, we can design this interface later in some other videos. So we have completed the Koha installation, and then the web installer and onboarding tools. So thank you very much. You are watching RefLim.